I wonder what year these pumps stopped pumping. Oh, there's a thing here. If you do ever do Rocky Mountain Race Week, you're gonna have days like this where it's just like Rocky Mountain Race Week day 5. Today is a drive day, the biggest drive day from Denver to Kearney, Nebraska. It's 460 miles, a whole 2 pages of directions where normally it's like not even a full page. We're turning a lot. I heard we're going through some really high elevation areas. It's gonna be really interesting. This is the best scenery of the entire event from what I've been told. Uncle Rob's ready to go. Still got the modified high altitude tune in there. It's a lot better. It's still gonna be rich down low. I don't know if you watched the video yesterday, but it looked like it was freaking rolling coal just from the altitude. We had to change it just so we could work it all. It was not happy. We are just getting loaded up, about to hit the road and see some cool stuff. Got some food, stopped here to get some gas. We're in the middle of nowhere. We're on the way to Estes Park. All right, ready to get some ice for the cooler. I sprayed water on the tranny cooler because it was getting hot. Going through, some stop and go stuff in town. I got to keep my foot on the brakes to ride it so it doesn't die, and it got hot. So, there's no fan on it, which sucks, but we're all good now. Were those bugs bugging you? Yes. See what I did there?
Yes, you're so funny.
I'm hilarious. All right, I have no idea what's happening here. We just pulled out of the gas station. I looked down at the dashboard and freaking nothing is on. So,
stay in the right lane.
You know what? No, can't do that. We gotta figure out why Uncle Rob doesn't want to tell us anything. What the frick? What?
Did something come loose?
No, it's the whole gauge cluster's off. I'm just gonna disconnect the battery and see what it does.
We should probably still stop and get spark plugs.
Yeah, we need to do that. I bet that dang butterfly shorted out the fuse box. I'm kidding. Well, that didn't do anything. I bet it's a fuse. It says, yeah, 10 amp fuses for the gauge cluster. Let's see if they're busted. So weird. Why are you doing this, Uncle Rob? You're doing all kinds of weird stuff to me. Call one of my friends from back in Pittsburgh. He knows these things pretty well. Hopefully he answers the phone.
Yeah.
I got a random question for you that I think you probably know the answer to. What would cause my gauge cluster in a 2003 Yukon to just lose power completely? Like, it has nothing. Like, is there a fuse for that blows out?
Or the cluster's get bad solder joint. Push the trip button in semi-hard.
Put the what?
Push the trip button in, like, pretty hard.
Oh, yeah. the button on the cluster.
Yeah.
While the key's turned?
Yeah, well it's on.
Oh, well, I disconnected the battery cable, so I'll have to put those back on. Battery's back hooked up. When I key it on, nothing lights up but the engine light. So I'll push this. I'm pushing the trip button. The engine light shuts off when I turn the truck on, and the trip button doesn't do anything. I looked at a few fuses.
It's a little 10 amp. That would cause the gauges to go out, but more than likely it's a solder joint in the cluster.
Well, that's great. So I guess I got no cluster for the rest of the week.
Oh no, you'll get it back.
It'll come back?
Yeah, if it's a solder joint, when you hit the right mode, it'll make connection again and fix itself. Don't rage fix it, because there is a chance you could hit it too hard.
Don't rage hit it, because I could mess it up.
Yeah.
Okay, I won't do that. I'll just give it a little love tap if it shuts off again. I'm recording now. I literally didn't have the camera on. He's like, if you hit a bright bump, it'll come back on. So I just kind of bumped the screen with my hand a couple times, the plastic, and it just turned back on. So, I don't know. I guess it is what it is. We're starting to see some pretty big mountains now with snow on them. It's freaking Sick. So riding in 3, let it kind of engine brake. Just cruising along. Just gonna let this ride. You can guys, here's the cool pull off. Hey, the converter locked again. That means it's not hot anymore. Because when the dash thing pops up, transmission hot, it doesn't want to shift until 4,000 RPM, and the converter won't lock for, I don't know, goes to try to protect itself, which to me seems weird because you think the converter being locked more often would make less heat and cool off faster, but I don't know. I'm just glad we're back into normal. Figured we'd just pull off here and take a look. This is cool. Stapleton Adventure World.
Damn door, that's it.
Uncle Rob is so high tech, he automatically shuts himself off when he knows you're gonna park. That's how I see it. We found the damn store. Hardy har. Let's take a picture. It just blows me away how people can drive around like this and they're just cool with it. Like, do you not see that? I don't know. It's just weird. Some people just
He has one working till it.
Some people just don't do things like regular people. Common sense is non-existent in most places, I feel like. And that is not a cop. He has an Indiana plate, so I slowed down for nothing. This is crap. I want a refund. We're out of the mountainy part, onto the part of the drive that is back to being flat, back to Kearney. We're headed towards Sterling, which I've driven through one time when I was driving to Sturgis from Dallas last year, and I didn't take any Interstates. I remember seeing, it was pitch black when I did that. It was just a giant thing, like all these lights on the horizon. I'm like, man, what is that, some city? No. It was a really big prison. Like some high-level state penitentiary. Maybe it's even federal, I don't know. But it's in Sterling. The dashboard has stayed on since then, thankfully. Just thinking we'll have to pee here soon. Probably gonna water someone's field because there's nothing out here as far as gas stations go. It was all stopped up here. A lot of people. Oh, it's Jamie. It's funny, you'll be driving just middle of nowhere and then clump of race week guys. I gotta wonder what regular people think when they're going down the normal farm road, absolutely in the middle of nowhere, and they just see a cluster of muscle cars with trailers and loud stuff. They'd be like, what are these guys doing? This is, what? Like, it's funny. And those lone little trees that are just out in the middle of a field by themselves. I like those. It reminds me of Lion King. Look at this view. Pretty cool. Wonder if we can get it to backfire. My compressor stopped working for whatever reason. I don't know why, it just stopped blowing cold. It's probably something stupid, just like shut the truck off, turn it back on, and it would blow cold again. Elvis does that sometimes, so not really bothered, but haven't bothered to stop and try to restart it either because I'm kind of enjoying having the windows down, just vibing a little bit. We just stopped, peed, I checked some fuses, didn't find anything that made it make any sense. Nothing was blown on the fuse side. Maybe it just needs a blend door relearn. I don't know. I'm really not sure. It seemed weird before because when I would turn it up, like it was blowing too cold, it stayed blowing cold even though I had the dial set to 74 on both sides. Did you notice that? That it was blowing cold all the time no matter what I did to this?
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like that has something to do with it, but we really don't know. It's not a big deal. Feels kind of nice. Going through some little towns here. Sedgwick. Man, you guys, if you haven't been out on roads off the highway, out in wherever, especially the Midwest, do it sometime. It's just crazy. There's a whole other world out there that is not the one you know about, that's interstates and on-ramps and gas stations and shopping centers. There's people live out here and they do just fine. I don't know how long it takes them to go to the grocery store. Maybe they don't even go to the grocery store. Maybe they just live off their land because they're farmers. It's just interesting to think about when you see places of habitation that are just so different from what your personal experience is with that. I don't know. Am I getting too spaced out here, or do you follow me? Like, I know some of you guys know. Have a discussion in the comments. Go discuss with other people in their own replies. Look at this old place. Little old service station. Something that probably had one pump at some point. Maybe two. Miles to Big Springs, Nebraska. We're still in Colorado right now. Big Springs is where the next turning direction change is. Tiny town here. Yeah, there's probably what people. Old Ford garage. That's funny.
There's lots of museums here.
Julesburg, Colorado. Like that, we are back to a whole lot of nothing. Welcome to Nebraska. Funny, the road got smoother. Sorry, Colorado. Nebraska's road is nicer. So here's our turn. We're gonna turn left here. Oh my god, I almost died. Big Spring, Nebraska. Look at that four-door Chevelle. Damn. That's funny. We've gone about 2 miles, turning right on JCT 30, which is this. And the 50 miles to Sutherland checkpoint's on the right, this gas station here. That's what we're looking for. They don't give you an address for those things most of the time, so you have to drive the route and look for it and find it, like the olden days. The olden days when someone actually used that building. Okay, that's pretty good. Sweet. Does that look inhabited? I don't know. I kind of wanted to go over there and take a picture, but that looked like it was still, like someone kept their stuff in there. And when you go snooping around the wrong place, parts like this, when you get shotguns pointed at you. So, you gotta be careful. 50 miles till the checkpoint. You can tell the altitude's definitely come down. The DA is still 7,500 here, but it was 9,000 something at the track yesterday. But I didn't even have to downshift to pass that guy. Just kind of went around it real easy with the converter lock, just big toeing the pedal, like SpongeBob. That's what this thing normally feels like. Man, out in Colorado, it would have to downshift to do anything. It was so starved for air. Here is the checkpoint. This little gas station here. That's pretty cool. Gotta hop out, take a picture. Man, we've stopped at I don't know how many gas stations now, 4 or 5, or driven by them and seen it. They do not have even 91. It's all just 87. They have 87 in diesel, or they have regular 87 or super premium 87, which is 87 with ethanol in it. So weird. We're North Platte right now. I'm driving for 30 miles looking for 91 even.
It's a big cemetery.
Have not seen it.
Small spot.
Yeah, there's a lot of people crammed in there. Western Motel. Looks nice and old. If we can't find something here, okay, yeah, I see here's a Casey's. It says super unleaded. I bet that means the same stupid thing as before, but we'll pull in here just to look. Our last ditch effort is to go to a Love's on 80. Nope, they just got 2 kinds of 87. How is that useful for anybody? We detoured to this Love's, and they do have 91. And we found out why the air conditioner's not working anymore. Look at the clutch down there. It's just jingling. Jingling in the freaking breeze. I don't know how to fix that. I've never had that happen to anything before. I don't know if you can replace the clutch or if you gotta pull the whole compressor out and get a different one. I don't know. So that'll be a future video, I'm sure. I'm gonna try to find out how many miles roughly we have left of the drive and calculate to not fill up the whole way, because there's the 85 in Kearney and I want to destroy Uncle Chet tomorrow. So don't tell him. We got 98 miles left to Kearney, and we're taking it on State Highway 30, which basically runs parallel to I-80, but it's not I-80, so we drive on this one because Race Week avoids interstates at all costs. That's kind of the spirit of the event. Yeah, AC compressor clutch is exploded, and it's 103 degrees outside. We're sweaty. It's not terrible. I'm kind of used to this with the Escalade because I didn't have AC in that for the longest time. It sucks, but the wind's blowing, it's all right. There's only, I think, 20% humidity right now, last time we checked. So it's not miserable. It's just not ideal. Are you surviving?
Yep.
Could you handle this for an entire week in a car with no AC?
That would be fine. I might be pissed off, but I would be fine.
Fair enough. Turned around just to check out this place here. There's a couple awesome places. Oh my God, rolling wheels. I wonder what year these pumps stopped pumping. Oh, there's a thing here. I don't want to crack it. 2004, I think. Was inspected on 10/04. Man. And it's all still here too. I want to see if there's a year on that thing. And they just left them all here. Wow. Whoever owns this place must live right by, or it would be all cruddy looking now. There's an old 7-Up thing in there. I don't know if you can see that. That's freaking awesome. I'm gonna take some pictures. Just Nebraska things. just in there bobbing along on his air seat. He don't give a heck. How about that? That Cenex in the middle of nowhere has E85. But those other stations didn't even have 91. But we don't need that because we can make it the rest of the way to Kearney on this tank. Fill up there, and then we will have a higher percentage, which is better. Oh, made it to Kearney. We're beat. We're beat. Wow, that was the most boring drive ever. Like, paired with no AC. We don't have the radio with the aux cord anymore. And it was the longest drive of the day with the most uninteresting route once we got out of the cool part of Colorado. I am just glad to be here. And here is O'Reilly Auto Parts. I'm really hoping they have some BR7 EF spark plugs, just in case. Mine are probably fouled out from how rich it was driving around up in Colorado. And maybe they'll have an AC compressor clutch too. Fingers crossed. Current agenda now is go edit this video, see if I can track down an AC clutch or compressor clutch unit. If I can't find one, no big deal. The drive from from here to Great Bend is not nearly as brutal or as far as the one we just made today. So if we don't have AC, it's not a big deal. But tomorrow we are going to Blueprint again because they're here in Kearney too. We should be going with Vice Grip Derek, Doug, and Cletus. I think that's it. Pretty much just the YouTube people. Not sure exactly what we're gonna do there, but I think it's gonna be fun. And I'm hoping that they will let me change my spark plugs inside the building because that would be cool. It's gonna be hot here. I don't want to change the plugs now because it's hot and I want to be done with this and go to bed because we didn't sleep that much last night. Had to get up early for the drive. Oh, by the way, these hats I'm wearing, StapletonAutoworks.com. Same with the shirt. Got the flag graphic on the back. Link is in the description and pin in the comments. That's how you can help support the channel, show people that you care about being real, because we're always real here. This video is as real as it gets. It's really, there's nothing flashy about it, there's nothing super crazy. It's just the nitty-gritty, the reality of a drive day. If you do ever do Rocky Mountain Race Week, you're gonna have days like this where it's just like you're just driving and looking at stuff and things break and that's it. It was a long day, but it was real. I tried to film as much of the realness as possible for you guys so you know what it's actually like beyond all the flash and surface level nonsense that you typically see in videos. So make sure you subscribe, turn those post notifications on. We had a video every day this week. We're gonna have them for the rest of the week too. Every day, 8:30 in the morning. Check them out. We will see you tomorrow, and I appreciate every single one of you that watch until this very last second. You are why I am able to do this.